want to take the time to talk about two very important postural muscles that we don't usually get reminded of. The reason is that they are interlaced or intertwined with the breathing function, and the breathing function being both within our control and not within our control of our nervous system. It's a very tricky area. And in this video, I'm going to take a couple of minutes and show you some very simple things that you can notice that you're not doing to help you improve your posture. Okay, hope you enjoy. Okay, welcome back. Here are a couple of very simple things that you can pay attention to, you can bring your awareness towards, in order to improve your posture from the inside out. So the two important postural areas that I was referring to, one is the conglomeration of the musculature of the pelvic floor, which is a group of postural muscles, and also the quite a large muscle called the diaphragm, which is also a postural muscle. Diaphragm is also very interesting in that it's the only muscle in the body that connects to a tendon. So here it goes. Here's the exercise. So what you want to do is place one hand in the back of your pelvis and one hand on the top of your chest, or you can place the hand here backwards, and just start to tilt forward and backward very, 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 very slowly. It's a very minute movement. So in all Alexander's studies, we are able to refer to the demonstration that he sets out, especially in the first chapter of the Use of the Self. And in there he mentions that when he did a movement, when he studied himself in a way that he wasn't used to, he started to become aware of his habits and bring an awareness of what he needed not to do in order to improve his organization. So we're using the same idea here. That's why I'm not encouraging you to do a huge movement going backward and forward. If you're sitting, you already know how to do that. But I'm encouraging you to do a very tiny movement. And as you're listening to the video or you're doing the movement, start to notice what's happening underneath your hands. And in the moment, I'm going to ask you to also notice how you're using your eyes, whether you've got a very sharp kind of pinpoint focus, or whether you're allowing the periphery of the room to be in your visual perspective. So now you've got three things that you're doing. So you're doing a very, very almost imperceptible rocking forward and backward. Hopefully you've now started to notice the bones, the sit bones of your pelvis that make this rocking movement really easy and simple. You're noticing what's happening underneath your hands, if anything, and you're noticing your eyes. Okay. So that's the exercise, and now I will elaborate a little bit further. So when you breathe out, there is a rising to the diaphragm, and that creates a vacuum, a natural vacuum for the breath to come back in. So go ahead and breathe out now. It can be a very imperceptible thing. You can do this while you're talking to someone. And pause as you breathe, and as your breath comes back in, notice that your belly can expand, and there is a conversation between the lowering of the diaphragm and the musculature of the pelvic floor. So now let's return to placing your hands on your collarbones, just below your collarbones, and one behind your pelvis or on your belly if you like. Let your belly be soft. Actually, as a side note, some of the latest research in the field of physiotherapy and Pilates movement retraining is advising that we don't try to over-recruit, even during Pilates exercises, that we're not over-recruiting, sucking in the T-zone. Just if you have any ideas like that at this moment, just put them aside for a tiny second. So invite the rocking movement again, placing your hands on your collarbones and on one on your belly, doesn't matter which one. And start to notice your breath exits your body. Diaphragm is rising. As you allow the in-breath, your diaphragm is lowering. It's a sort of a dome-shaped muscle, which is connecting to the top of the costal arch here, and also around the back. And so practice this on your own, and notice what your thoughts are about the movement of your breath as you're just sitting and working, for example, and also when you're running or meditating or the daily rounds. Just try to see whether you can allow those two important postural muscles to help you find more of your skeleton. By that I mean that you start to recruit less and less of your extensors, and you're tightening your flexors just to be in gravity, which then creates too much unneeded tension. So you're allowing the musculature that's involved with your breath to do what it can to open up and create space between the joints of your body so that your movement is easier. So I'm going to just finish by having you observe as another level. The first one, reviewing. First one was just a rocking, placing your hands, noticing movement, noticing your eyes. And now you can also see if you can have a sense that there is movement possible between your ribs and the joints of the spine, so that there is a ability, if you're looking at yourself from the side, there's the ability for your ribs to move. Yeah, that's better model. Yeah, hand models. Create them as you go, so that the movement of your ribs, that's the back of your body, is available in relationship with the elongation and the slight gathering of your spine. which is what is happening when you breathe out and you allow the breath to come back in. And thank you for joining me for this segment on putting some attention on some core postural muscles. Have fun with it. See you soon. Bye.